and Management. I will help you in the subject of Quantitative Techniques, first year BBA, second semester. Yesterday we are already discussed about what is the interest in a simple interest and compound interest. We are also solved how to calculate the simple interest and principal amount, rate of interest and time in a simple interest. And we are also discussed about what is the compound interest, how to calculate the compound interest, and we will also give some formula for calculation of compound interest. So today we are continue the compound interest. Yesterday I will show the how to calculate compound interest using the formula. So then also I will give the formula for in case the compound interest will be calculated in case the compound interest will be calculated on half yearly or quarterly or in a per month. So what is actually compound interest formula? Already you know, A equals P into 1 plus R divided by 100 over to the power of T. So the compound interest formula equals A minus P. Okay, this is the compound interest for calculation for the year. So yesterday just I show the how to in case the compound interest calculate on half yearly, that means compounding will be half yearly. So it means principal amount half year interest will be taken for the second half year interest calculations. What is the formula for half years? A equals P into 1 plus R divided by 100 over to the power of T. This is the basic formula. Very simple. In case the compound will be half yearly, very simple, in the R divided by 2. Okay, then into T into 2. This is a very simple logic. Okay, in case the compound interest calculated on quarterly, that means 3 months once. What is the formula? A equals P into 1 plus R divided by 100 over to the power of T. Now we are calculate the compound interest 3 months, that means quarterly. What is the number of quarters? 4 quarters. Very simple. Divided by 4 into 4. In case the compound interest calculated per month. So every month the interest will be compounding. What is the formula? What is the number of months per year? 12 months. Yes or no? What is the formula? Basic formula is A equals P into 1 plus R divided by 100 over to the power of T. What is the number of month per year? 12 months. R divided by 12, T into 12. Clear now? Okay. So already you solve the problems related to in a year compounding. Is it right? Now just I give some how to solve the especially for compound interest in half yearly, quarterly and per month. Just an example. For example, the principal amount is 1000 in a problem. In case in the problem, the principal amount is 1000. Rate of interest. The rate of interest is 10%. Rate of percent is 10%. Then time duration. The time duration is 2 years. How many years? 2 years. Clear? So in case the compound interest per annum is once in a year. The compound will be once in a year. Okay. What is the formula? So this is the formula. How to calculate? 1000 into 1 plus, what is the rate of interest? 10% divided by 100 over to the power of 2. Clear? So here then simplify. 10,000 into 1.1, just be cross multiplication. Okay, 1.1 over to the power of 2. Then 10,000 into, how to calculate? You can use the simple, your calculator, 1.21. The value is 12,100. This is the amount. Then compound interest will be A minus P. Is it right? What is the A value? 12,100. What is the P value? It's the principal amount. What is the P value? 10,000. The compound interest will be 2,100. So this is the calculation of compound interest for per year. So then what about the half year? Just we are using the formula. How to calculate? I work out here. What is the P value? It's an half year. We remember it's half year. This is the annual. 10,000 into 1 plus R. What is R value? What is R value? R value is 10%. So here we are taking the compound for half yearly. Half yearly means divide by 2. Here divide by 2. Divide by 100. Whole to the power of. What is the power of? T. What is the T value? 2 into 2 into 2. Clear now? So we can solve 10,000 into 1 plus 10 divided by 2. What is the value? 5. Divided by 100. Whole to the power of 4. Whole to the power of 4. Now 10,000 into 1 plus 0.05. 0.05. Whole to the power of 4. The next one, 10,000 into 1.05 whole to the power of 4. The next one, 10,000 into. So you can use your simple calculator. 1 point. You use your own calculator. The calculator is mandatory for calculation, especially for quantitative techniques. 1.05. What is the number of times? 4 times. You should multiply itself 4 times. 1.05 into 1.05 into 1.05 into 1.05. What is the value? You get the 2155. So now the value will be 10,000 into 1.2155. The value is 12,155. 55. Isn't here? It's very clear. When we are taking the interest for 2 years in a compound interest per annum, annually, the interest amount will be 2,100. But in case of the amount is compounding for the half in a year, that means twice in a year, the balance 2,155. So here 2,100, here 2,155. That means 55 rupees is increase. What is the reason? Because we are charging the interest of yearly compounding. Here compounding in once in a year. In the same, you can use the quarterly. Just a bit. Okay. I think you are very clear about the how to calculate in a half yearly. Now we go to the in case the compounding in a quarterly, that is 3 months. 3 months once. What is the formula? What is the formula? The formula is A equals P 1 plus R divided by 4 divided by 100 over the power of T plus 4. Here 10,000 1 plus 10 divided by 4 divided by 4. What is the T value? T value is 2 years into 4 into 4 into 4. The next simplify 10,000 into 1 plus what is the value? 10 divided by 4. The value is 0.25. Sorry. 2.25. 5 divided by 100. What to the power of? What to the power of 8. What to the power of 8. 10,000 into 1 plus 0.0025 what to the power of 8. Clear? Next 10,000 into 1.0025 what to the power of 8. 1 so use your calculator. Sorry, here one sorry. So 2.5 divided by 100, the value is 0.025. The value will be 1.025. What is the power of 8? Now you should be multiply 8 times. Be careful when you take the numbers. You should be take 8 times, not 4 times. Previously you take 4 times. Well, how you take it? 1.025 into 1.025. So you should be multiply 8 times. How many times? 8 times, because the power is 8. 1.025, 1.025, 1.025, 1.025, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1.05, 1.025. So the value will be 1.2184. 1.2184. The value will be 12,184 rupees. So this is the annual basis. This is the quarter basis. We can simplify as per in case a month. It will be divided by 12 into 12. I think it's very clear about how to calculate compound interest in annually. How to calculate annually? Clear? Then half yearly, then quarterly. In case if there in the question if there asked monthly, it will be formula divided by 12 into 12. So compulsorily in examination we are expected these questions in your semester examination. Clear now? Okay. When we are calculation of simple interest, in yesterday class, they are given principal amount, they are given interest amount. The question, they ask the question, what is the time duration? And they ask the question about what is the rate of interest, then what is the principal amount. Okay, here also they are asked the question in a compound interest also they are asked the they are given the interest amount, they are given the principal amount, they are asked different questions. So we can solve the same same equation. A equals P 1 plus R divided by 100 over to the power of T. Over to the power of T. Let us, I will explain with using the study materials in KSOU. So, in ascertaining of principal amount, it means they are given interest amount, they are given rate of interest, time. The question will be, what is the P value? That is principal amount. Now, the first question, what sum amount? 2 rupees. Sum here, A equals sum rupees. What is the amount? 12,155. 155. In 4 years. 4 years, what is the time duration? Time duration is 4 years. Okay. Then the compounding rate, that is what the question is very clear. What sum amount? 2 rupees, 12,155 in a 4 years. At 5% compounded per annum, not quarterly, it will be per annum. What is the rate of interest? It will be 5%. Now what is the question? What is the sum? That is, sum is 12,150. Now the question is, how much was the actual amount you deposit? That is called as what is the P value. So they are given the A value, they are given the T value, R value. Now the question is, you should find out the which value? You should find out the P value. So it's the same formula, we can find the P value. You should be find out this value, is it right? Yes or no? Now we know the just cross multiplication, okay? What is the A value? 12,155 equals, we don't know P value, no need to worry. 1 plus R, what is the R value? 5 divided by 100. What is the T value? 4 years. Dear students, if you work out more extra problems, we can go to the very short, short methods. But the beginning, you should be follow the each steps. But when you work out the more additional extra problems, on that time you can directly go for the final steps. Okay. 12,155 P here 1 plus 0.05 what is the power of 4. Okay. Now 12,155 into 1.05 what is the power of 4. 12,155 equals P. How to calculate? You will know very clear. Use your calculator. 1.05 into 1.05, it should be multiplied 4 times. Be remember, because the power value will be 4. 1.05 into 1.05, 4 times. What is the value? The value is 1.2155. 2155. Okay. So now we can just cross multiplication. So once it comes to this side, it will become a denominator. 12,155 divided by 1.2155 equals P. Now the P value equals 12,155 divided by 1.2155. What is the value? Use your calculator if you confusion. 12,155 divided by 1.2155. The value will be 10,000. Clear now? This is previous example. Already know the previous example. That means, so in this question, so they are given some value. What is some value? 12,155. The time duration is 4 years. R value is, that is the rate of interest is 5%. So now question, what is the question? What is the principal amount? So just using the formula, just to simplify it. Just to simplify, you get the answer. The answer will be 10,000. Clear now? No questions? I think it will be clear. So now the question will be changed. The same example. Okay. So already know the P, is it right? P. What is the P value? 10,000. Just to check it. Okay. In case they are not given the R value in the question, they are not given the R value. What is the question? The question is the sum will be 10,000. After 4 years, the value will be 12,155. After 4 years, 12,155. What is the rate of interest in compound? What is the rate of interest in a compound? So just use same like how you calculate to finding the principal amount. What is the A value? 12,155. 12,155. What is the P value? 10,000. Then 1 plus, what is the R value? We don't know R value. R divided by 100. What is the power of? What is the power of? 4. What is the power of? 4. Next, 12,155 equals 10,000 into 1 plus R whole to the power of 10. You should be continue the process, then get the answer. Okay. The next, in case they are given the rate of interest, if they are not given the time duration, how to solve you? 12,155 equals P value is 10,000 into 1 plus R. What is R value? 5% divided by 100 to the power of T value. We don't know T value. Then you continue the simplification. Are doubts to continue simplification? Very simple. 12,155 equals 10,000. 1 plus 0.05. I skipped the one steps because I already know how to calculate. Into, what is the power of T? 12,155 equals 10,000 into 1.05. What is the power of T? What is the power of T? Next, 12,155 divided by 10,000 equals 1.05. What is the power of T? What is the power of T? Now what is the value? What is the value for this one? 12,155 divided by 10,000. Is it right? The value will be 1.2155 equals 1.05. What is the power of T? So then what is the next step? Very simple. You know the base value. Now you should be find out the T value, is it right? So it's very simple. 1.05. You should be multiply. So in how many times you multiply, if you get the 1.2155, that is the actual T value. So just you try it. 1.05 into 1.05, 2 times we are not get it. Next 1.05, still we are not get it. 1.05, so we get the answer. Same answer. What is the same answer? It will be 1.2155. How many times? 5 times. Sorry, 4 times. 1.05. In case multiply by the 4 times, you get the answer. Now the T value equals 4 here. T value equals 4 here. Clear? So this is the how you calculate time in case in the question in the compound interest they are given the some amount, the principal with interest. They are given the principal amount, the rate of interest, find the T value, the time duration. So this is the process to finding the time. Okay, I think it's very clear about compound interest. So be students, especially for in your examination, it's the very easiest scoring chapter, this 4th unit, especially for interest and in the interest, simple interest and compound interest. Clear? Okay. I think, be remember in a simple interest, how to calculate simple interest is very clear about the formula. What is the formula? Simple interest equals PTI divided by 100. Okay. So in a simple interest, you calculate simple interest amount, principal amount, rate of interest, and time duration. Clear? In computing compound interest, what is the compound interest? Compound interest means, what is compound interest? Compound interest means the interest is charged on principal amount plus previous year interest. What is the formula? A equals P into 1 plus R divided by 100 whole to the power of T. If you know both the formula, definitely you get the 5 marks. Minimum 5 marks in your examination. Sometimes it will be 10 marks. At least minimum 5 marks. Okay. The next unit, in this first unit, the next topic that is called as ratio. Ratio. What is the ratio? What is the ratio? The ratio is nothing but comparison of two elements. Comparison of two elements. For example, you know, like what is the weight? 6 feet and 5 feet. 5 feet and 5:6. Okay, for example, I mean like ನೀರಾಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ನೀರಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, 1:4. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ 1:4 ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಏನು 1% ಏನಿದೆ ನೀರಿದೆ, 4% ಹಾಲಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೂ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ನೌ? Ratio means comparison of two elements. That is called as ratio. Then the next one is proportion. What is the proportion? The proportion. What is the proportions? What is the proportion? One, I think you can be very clear about the ratio. Ratio means comparison of two elements. Then what is the proportion? The proportion is comparison of two ratios. Comparison of two ratios. So it means, for example, ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ. ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಎಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಆಫ್ ಟು ರೇಷಿಯೋಸ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as proportions. That is called as proportions. In the proportions, there are two types of proportions. One is on the basis of relationship. What is the relationship? One ratio to another ratio. We classify two proportions. Like one is direct proportions. That is a direct relationship between ratio A and ratio B. That is a direct relationship. That means increasing one ratio, then the impact, that is the impact will be the B also increasing. B ratio also increasing. That is called as direct proportion. Both the ratios are increased. In case the ratio B will decrease, okay, then A will decrease, the B also decrease. That is called as direct proportion. Both are increased, both are decreased. That is called as what you call as direct proportion. Then another one is called as indirect proportion. We also called as inverse proportion. That means, so increasing one ratio, decreasing another ratio. That is a negative. That is a opposite. The relationship. That is called as inverse proportion. We also called as indirect proportions. Clear now? Are you understanding the concept of direct proportion and indirect proportion? Clear now? So the ratio means comparison of two elements or comparison of two numbers. Clear? The proportions means comparison of two ratios. How to write ratio? Ratio we can write 1:4, 8:2, 3:2. This is the ratios. Clear now? Proportions means 4:1 proportion, 4 dots. Okay. So for the ratio 2 dots, the proportion for 4 dots. Okay. Is to proportion of 3:5. This is the proportions. Clear? Okay. Next, one of the basic equation, the basic fundamental in a proportions, A is to B proportion, B is to C. Okay. Either C is to D. C is to D. The equation is, if you multiply B and C, the value is equals to A into D. A into D. It means AD equals BC. AD equals BC. AD equals BC. This is the basic formula. If you know this formula, so we can solve the problems. In the proportion, the first ratio second number into, in the second ratio first number, it's equal to first ratio first number and second ratio second number, it will be equal. That is, the equation is AD equals BC. Clear now? Okay. So this is called as mean value. It is called as mean value. The middle value. This is called as mean value. Mean value. It is called as mean value. Okay, clear now? I think very clear. So this is the ratio. How to write the ratio? So this is the proportion. Okay. The proportion value. The proportion value. A is to B. Proportion B is to C. The basic formula. The A into D equals to B into C. B into C. Clear now? Okay. So now we solve the problems in your study materials. In the study materials, they are given, is very clearly explained what is the ratio, what is the proportions. They are also given the formula. Okay. Now we are working out problems using the formula. So in your study materials, the first question, what is the question? If 5 is to 20, 5 is to 20 is to 3 is to x. Find the value of x. The value of x. Clear? So already know the formula. What is the formula? What is the formula? A. What is the formula? BC equals to AD. This is right. You can use here. So you should multiply these two. So these two, 20 into 3 equals to 5 into x. What is that 20 into 3? 60 equals 5x. Then 60 divided by 5 equals x. Now the x value is 60 divided by then 5. What is the value? 60 divided by 5. The x value will be 12. The x value will be 12. So in your examination, we will be asked this type of question. This is the first question in your study materials. Are you clear now? I think it's very clear. Okay. Let us go to the next question. So dear students, you should be work out all the problems. What are the problems given in the study materials? So in the study materials, very clearly explain all the problems. Students B, you should be work out all the problems. So it's not possible to just work out one or two problems. You should work out so when you work out the more problems, so on that time you can easily solve especially in your examination. In your study materials, the question is find the missing term. Find the missing term in the proportion. What is the proportion? 10 is to 40. Proportion x is to 20. What is the missing? This is the third one is missing. Is it right? Okay. So already know the cross multiplication is right. The proportion A into D, B into C. That is first. You can write A, no problem. Either if you write a left side or right side, there is no difference. So 40 x equals 10 into 20. 10 into 20. Then 40x equals, what is the value? It will be 200. Then x equals 200 divided by 40. Then x equals 5. X equals 5. X equals 5. Clear na? Okay. So in your examination, in the first unit, simple interest, compound interest, ratios, proportions. At least you minimum expected 2 questions. One is simple interest and compound interest. Another one will be ratios, proportions. Is very easiest chapter, especially in entire quantitative techniques. Is a very easiest subject. Students, you should work out more problems in using the study materials, and other video lecturing is available in YouTube. Okay, students, keep in study. Okay, thank you. Tomorrow we can continue the next concept. Okay, if any doubts you can write in your comment box. Okay, thank you.